Paging through time, a beep from the past. Remember pagers? Those little devices that were everywhere in the 90s? They were the coolest way to stay connected before cell phones took over. Doctors, businesses, even teenagers. Everyone loved the convenience of a quick message. Pagers were simple. You sent a numeric message or a short code to a person's pager. Their device would beep, they'd find a phone, and call you back. It seems archaic now, but it was cutting edge for its time. These days, pagers might seem as outdated as dial-up internet. Sure, they're less common, but they haven't vanished entirely. Some hospitals still use them for their reliability in emergencies. But are these relics of the past really that reliable? Or are they ticking time bombs just waiting to happen? Buckle up, folks, because we're about to delve into the hidden dangers of pagers. Glitches and gaps. The unreliability of pagers. Let's be honest, pagers weren't always reliable. Remember that feeling of dread when your pager beeped with 911? Was it a real emergency or just your grandma wanting to know what you wanted for dinner? Technical glitches were frustratingly common. Messages could be delayed or even lost entirely. Imagine a doctor waiting for critical test results that never arrive. It makes your blood run cold just thinking about it. And let's not forget about coverage issues. Pagers relied on a network of towers, just like cell phones. But these networks weren't as widespread, leaving users vulnerable to dead zones. So, while pagers offered a sense of connection, they also came with a healthy dose of uncertainty. And that uncertainty, my friends, could sometimes lead to serious consequences. Paging Dr. Danger interference and other risks. Pagers might seem harmless, but they have a dark side. One word: interference. These little devices emitted electromagnetic waves, just like many electronics. And those waves? Well, they could mess with other sensitive equipment. Hospitals learned this the hard way. Pagers could interfere with medical devices like pacemakers and ventilators. Imagine the chaos. A doctor trying to save a patient while a pager goes off, disrupting the life support system. Not exactly a recipe for success. And then there's the issue of data security. Remember, pagers transmitted information wirelessly. Back in the day, this data wasn't always encrypted. That meant someone with the right equipment could potentially intercept your messages. Not exactly what you want when you're sending confidential information. So, while pagers might seem like simple devices, they come with a surprising number of risks. And we haven't even gotten to the explosive part yet. Section 4. Could your pager explode? Battery concerns. Here's a fun fact. Pagers run on batteries. And batteries, as we all know, can be a little unpredictable. Remember those exploding phones a few years back? Well, pagers aren't immune to similar issues. See, pagers use rechargeable batteries, just like your phone or laptop. And these batteries can overheat, especially if they're old, damaged, or exposed to extreme temperatures. And when batteries overheat, bad things can happen. We're talking about potential fires and explosions, folks. It's not a common occurrence, but it's a possibility. And when you're dealing with a device that's often kept close to your body, that's a risk you don't want to take. Section 5. Remember those exploding phones? A cautionary tale. Remember those exploding phones? You know, the ones that were constantly in the news a few years ago? People were terrified to carry their phones, worried they'd spontaneously combust in their pockets. It was a PR nightmare. Well, those exploding phones serve as a stark reminder of the potential dangers of lithium-ion batteries. These batteries are everywhere, in our phones, laptops, and even in some pagers. And while they're generally safe, they're not foolproof. The problem is that lithium-ion batteries can be volatile. If they're damaged, overcharged, or exposed to extreme temperatures, they can overheat and catch fire. And when they do, they can release harmful chemicals and even explode. Section 6. Beep, beep, beep. Is it time to retire the pager? So, there you have it. The pager, a relic of the past that's not without its risks. From technical glitches and interference to the potential for battery fires, these little devices might be more trouble than they're worth. Sure, pagers might still have their place in certain industries, like healthcare, But for the average person, there are safer and more reliable ways to stay connected. So, the next time you hear that familiar beep, ask yourself, is it worth the risk? Maybe it's time to ditch the pager and embrace the wonders of the smartphone era. Just make sure you keep it away from extreme temperatures. You know, just in case.